palema, do dira papa ma rosiama. Janne kane da bilema, ali patro la rena ma. Soga di juso. Ikere tureka, nominata segujone masake, alale no. Ikere tureka, minata segujone masake, alale no. Ture mane mori. Mama de morir. Ya no man de morir. Si se man de morir.
Maman a de la IPCA, le maquis chez AD, la plus belle. Tout qui d'Ali, mon Dieu Seigneur, à ce moment ça. Rachel de Kibo, chez AD. Papa, nubo opawe mabani. Mabani, ana mabani, anana. Bayi bawe mabani. Ni agiji dalio alegio. Bamolo bani we mabani. Sifa fuku ade alegio. Ade bawe mabani. Ni agayi do. Ade bani we mabani. Obe na apoya gresa eba. Ama ade bawe mabani. Bawe mabani. Ama mabani. Waye. Ade bawe mabani. Parlez mal de lui, mais je vous dis, c'est ça qui nous a construit. À quoi nous faut faire ici, hein? C'est bon être devant. Tu n'es pas conscient, moi je suis conscient. Asaka, 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 asaka.
Papa, I get on papa. You will not disrespect because you see me the papa. Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because I will on donga. We not build it, but we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. We not build it, we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. Alcohol, alcohol, back then alcohol, alcohol, and the bill is on me. Back then alcohol, 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 and the bill is on me.
Angane mbeyo, kanye borusu kuona veriyo. Oji besayo, nukuro borusu kuona veriyo. Angane mbeyo, kanye borusu kuona veriyo. Angane mbeyo, nukuro borusu kuona veriyo. Angane mbeyo, duro tape makuria, kwa ya seba. Onana ayama nukuro mwane sikuro mwa yepoza ne kripu ya mureu. Nukuro toriye borusu ku.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We're here again this evening to make sure we rock you all the way. I want to welcome all of you again for tuning in to LIBERIA Public Radio. It's going to be rocking here tonight. Once again, we ask you to please let us all continue to pray for one another. That is. Because in this life, you don't know what's coming next. Only God, my God, not yours. Whatever you have is what you have. But my God, only person that knows what will happen tomorrow. And for this reason, we continue to pray for one another so that we will be blessed. Thank you. Safety. Friday, but Monday afternoon, folks. I want it to be Friday already. Samson too. Monday afternoon, folks, first of all, we want to say thank you to Jesus Christ and God for giving us the life from over the weekend to be able to be here this evening. We say thank you, Jesus, for the strength and whatever you give us, however way you continue to guide us, we ask you to continue to do so. Because without you, nothing is possible. Only through you, my God. Let me say it again, my God. Only through you that everything is possible. I'm not talking about your God, my God. Anyhow, I'm not here to preach. Safety, please. Folks, the winner is going to be here very shortly. And please, whatever you do, don't drink and drive. We told you that already, but I'll bring that. That will be like a major safety on Friday, because Friday, that's when people try to wind down. Okay? But on a Monday, what I want to say to you is make sure you got flashlight in your car. You get water in your car. You get blanket in your car. I do car, I do roads, so I understand both of them a little bit. You see the highway that you drive on, they have on and off exit, okay? You can get on ramp, you can get off. Now, the getting off, the distances between getting off one ramp to another, if you're on a highway, it's like 3-point-something miles, okay? They're long, and to walk a mile, 5,280 feet, that's not something you can sneeze at. That's a long way. That's a long way for a mile. So if you have 3, that's a lot. So you can't just walk. And furthermore, one of the reasons why I continue to ask you to have water and flashlight and blanket in your car, for example, if you get hurt or anything, most of the time if you watch these shows or anything of emergency, they always have blanket with them to cover you up so you don't evaporate, your heat don't get out, so the heat stay within you to keep you warm. And so you have to have blanket within your car. Flashlight. You say, Mr. Toe, I got smart phone. I can get. What if that phone is not charged? What if your alternator goes off on the car? What if no batteries? What do you do then? That's for you have to have a regular flashlight, new battery, if you don't mind. Okay? You keep that in the car. You also keep water with you. Whether it's in the wintertime or whatever time, keep the water with you. Because if you're involved in anything, not in an accident, but you're somehow driving on the highway, on the stretch of the off and off ramp, okay, the 3-point-something miles, and you get stuck in between, you're tested. What do? You got to have water with you in the car at all times. You cannot start walking and take them or go on the barriers that they have, the barriers they have on the highway. They have opening, and those opening are only for the emergency exit. They are only for emergency vehicle. Now your vehicle sounds into from total vehicle, you go there, they will pull you over, they get you ticket. That's it. If you're lucky, and if you're not lucky, they will tow your car. Not only will you pay a ticket, but you pay for the towing fee and what have you. Things are getting expensive nowadays. You cannot afford that. So I just want to put that out there very shortly. I want to put that out there so you'll be able to understand it on a very serious note. It's important that you keep those kinds of safety aspects in your mind. You're working somewhere. Do you know the detour? Do you know the route? You're working, and this is the only route that you know. Why, if anything happens, you want to take shortcut? Do you know your surrounding? How far is your working place from your house? What are the other routes that will take you to your working place? And nowadays you got Google. Go on Google Map, put your address in there, and they will tell you different road you have to take. Now the summer is over. The construction in the cities are getting wind down and what have you. Okay, so because now we're getting some construction people coming into the office, so construction is winding down. That's fine. But the point here is you must know your area so that in case anything happens, you can be able to get out very easily. Another important thing, and it's very much important, and that is get yourself some time ahead of yourself so you don't speed up. Because when you start speeding, everything else go through the window. The sensible thinking, everything else go through the window. One last thing, then I'll jump on here. When you're driving, they call 3-second rules. When you're driving, the car ahead of you, you mark a spot ahead of you for the rear tire of that car to hit that spot. You start counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. By the time you get 3 Mississippi, your front tire should be at that same spot. That's 3-second rule. It doesn't mean that when anything happens, you're not going to hit the person, but at least you give yourself time to brace yourself and make sure you apply the brakes. And sometimes it won't work, but that just gives you some sort of a wiggle room, so in case you want to turn. Okay, so you give yourself 3-second rule between you and the next and the car ahead of you. Okay, always use your view mirror, use your side mirror, and on the side mirror they tell you the object you see here, not in total the object you're looking at right now, and not to say in total it's closer the way it is when you are in total. You got to remember that it's written in there. So all of those things, you keep those with you. You get it out of your car. I hope by this time, the winter is coming. Your antifreeze is taken care of. Okay, you change it already. You make sure your tire gauge is checked. Okay, I think it's 32, 33, something pressure per pound per square, whatever. Okay, but check that. Okay, now, when you get out in the morning to go to work, do yourself a favor. Do a visual inspection. Walk around the car, and you will notice if something is not quite right. You will feel it. You will see it. And if it's tire low, you go to the gas station, pump the tire. If anything, you go to the nearest gas station. The reason I'm suggesting this is you don't want to get on the highway and depend on the shoulder. Most shoulder in the United States, they're anywhere from 4 to 10 feet wide. But those shoulder, they are not somewhere for you to drive on except emergency vehicle. But nowadays, you have the young kids that just don't care. They drive on the shoulder as well. So you don't want to put yourself in the shoulder of trying to fix your car when you could have done that some time ago. Okay? And that's one of the reasons. You want to stay away from on the highway. You've seen some video. You see the truck. Nobody bothered the truck before you load it on his shoulder. Plow into the police car and things like that. So those are things. And when you're changing tire on the highway, please don't do like big stomach Samson told would do. Sit down, placard, like you in total. No. Always kneel down. Guard yourself. Shoot in case of anything so you can jump out of the way. God bless you. Okay? Those are the kinds of stuff you have to think about. Okay? They're not something that come naturally. You have to practice those things to help you out. Okay. Now in the wintertime, I will have to talk about the batteries. What you need to do in the wintertime when it's very cold, you look for old rag towel and thing that'll cover your batteries up. That will keep it warm. Most of the time put cardboard in it, but if you use cardboard, you have to remember to take the cardboard out the next day, because if you don't, that's a fire hazard as well. So those are the kinds of stuff you want to think about. This is Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. Safety here tonight. Now let's go on. My subject matter here tonight, I have two of them. Both of them are all politics, of course, LIBERIAN politics, that is. And so we will do our best here tonight to engage as usual. I said the last time my boss, who is Mr. Alfonso Zionso, who is the station CEO of LPR, have given me permission to put on in the internet searching for two candidates that will come and have a discussion. People might call it debate, but it's not. A discussion. You will come and discuss the for and against. That'll be a government subject matter, whatever subject matter that you guys going to suggest. The two people going to suggest to me, that's the subject matter that I'm going to study and come up with it. And then that subject matter going to be discussed. At the end of the discussion, you must come with plenty of the discussion. You must come with solution. You can't discuss a problem, then you say you don't have solution. Your solution might not be satisfactory to me, but that doesn't matter. That's your solution. And I must have the right, and I must have the ability to respect your solution. I cannot say, no, that's not good. I don't like it. Let's say, no, it is your solution. If you think your fellow Liberians will follow that, you bring it on. But don't come to have a discussion, and then after that, you have no way forward. That's not what we're going to be talking about. And also, I'm saying it here, anybody that I choose, you will be interviewed. There's no question asked, because you cannot come on this show, on this platform, and try to degrade the person you're going to be talking to. There are ways you can use words that perhaps will be suitable in describing what you want. I'll give you an example. I come out and say, John Brown, they make a lie. Listen to you can lie. No, we're not going to take that. Mr. Brown is not being truthful here this afternoon, Mr. Toll. So for me, it's just difficult for me to have a discussion with somebody who is not forthcoming. And as a result of that, I don't know exactly. You see what I'm going with this? I'm quite liar. But that's exactly what it is. But look how smooth it was. That's something that is soothing to the ears of your listener. And if we practice those kinds of stuff, how to engage people, we will be successful. The language, the English language, those of you that are educated have command of the English language. Try to use it so that perhaps it will be suitable for the conversation. And I'm going to be looking up for that as well. And those are the kind of things that I'm going to be looking for when I'm asking, searching for and if I'm successful, perhaps we can do it like a weekly issue, because every week we have things coming from Liberia. We, the Liberian in the diaspora, and I'm being very serious, if we talk with one voice, we don't have to agree on anything. But if we can start finding solution here, think about it. Where all the wars that have been happening in Liberia, where do they plan them from? From here, yeah. All the trouble in Liberia, they start from here. So why solution can't come from here? Why is it that only trouble for our country can come from here? For our people to suffer and don't have water to drink. Why we can't find solution from here and take it home? That's going to be my trip that I'm going to be taking in this membrane lane, to make sure that folks that are coming out here to have a discussion, that we have the ability to find solution. We don't have to agree with each other. Solution might not even be something that your solution, I might not even agree with it. But I must have the ability to accept it as yours. And I should also propose my solution. And then those solutions going to be compared by our fellow citizens. And whatever solution that is perhaps going to be suitable for all of us, we can take it. And yes, another thing, the beauty of it, in my opinion, I gave a solution. You give a solution. I don't agree with you. You don't agree with mine. But inside your solution, I can take one or two. Inside of mine, you can take one or two. We blend it together. Diversity all over this place. We must be able to understand that. That's my opening. Let me go on. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be rocky tonight, folks. It's going to be rocky. And people might accuse me of being this way or that way. Doesn't matter to me. I'm blockoo. Nothing faze me. Call me whatever you want to call me. I'm blockoo. I got that under control. Let's get it going, folks. The first thing here I have to do for you here tonight is to show you the president, duly elected. I said duly elected by the people of the Republic of Liberia. When they were having the election, those of you that were in Liberia those days, those of you that saw, did you see anybody being dragged off the line because the person was drunk? No. Their faculties were all intact. So they had the election knowing fully well who they won. Who am I to say, no, you made a mistake? I can tell you made a mistake. But that doesn't mean I should change to try to ratify your mistake. Who am I? One vote. One man, one vote. Then I said, no. I come back later. Then I said, no, for me, I got 5 votes. Something to go find play to sit down in total, man. How many times you know you get 1 vote? And one man, one vote, then you say you get 5, man, go back to total time. I'm going to business, you come in here with a 5 vote. You see where I'm going with this? So let's go on. That's picture you're looking at. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. Let me put it up. That's President Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. Okay. That's President Weah, the President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. I don't agree with maybe 85% of the things they stated by the president and his people. I don't agree with them. I will not, if I were in Liberia, there's an election, I'm not going to vote for them. But I will not, and I'm not going to encourage people to say they're coming in the second round, whatever door, back door, front door, I don't care. You wait your turn. The Constitution stipulates how long the president got to stay. We agree on it. The Constitution was ratified. People agree on it. Say yes. You must not do like one man in Boston District doing you. The man, I will not call it me. The man in Boston District, that's my organization. They had an issue. There was a discussion about the Constitution. So the men were there. So they were voting. Then when time came after the voting and everything was settled. Time came when children started. He said, then they asked him, weren't you there? He said, yeah, I was there, but I wasn't in the bathroom. Who cares if you're in the bathroom? It's time to vote. You're supposed to stay there and voice and say, no, I don't take it. I was in the bathroom. You don't do it all over. 2 years ago, you were in the bathroom. You want me to do it over? You might not do like that. That's not how it works. You go in the bathroom, you're on your own. True story, folks. No, this is a true story. Ask anybody that you know from Washington District, they're probably going to tell you who the person is, but I'm not going to do that. Anyhow, that's Dr. Weah, and again, duly elected. I don't agree with him, but when the time of President Weah time is over, I must vigorously campaign against him so that he can be removed. Not physically, but not get second turn, because I don't agree with him. And I should start compiling things that I'm going to use to convince my fellow Liberians not to vote next time to vote for CDC. They must vote Liberty Party. Why do I want them to vote Liberty Party? I must start making my case. Start making my case to my brothers and sisters for them to see reason to vote Liberty Party. I can't sit here and say because Dr. Weah, he running here, he get airplane, and he did way that way. So who cares? That's not my problem. Is Dr. Weah making the country better? No. Is Dr. Weah getting people to eat? No. If Dr. Weah working hard? No. Okay. Let's go to the election. And let Dr. Weir come and make his case. He will come back and say, Mr. Toh, yes, you point out this, you pointed out this, and all the kinds of stuff. But here I'm a reason, fellow Liberians. I was doing this, I did this for you, I did that for you. Dr. Weir going to, he will start enumerating some of the things that he has done for the Liberian people. But instead, we want to circumvent the process. No. Not even God said cannot take that one. So let's go on. That's Dr. Weir. That's Dr. Weir. Let me show you another video. Dr. Weir, during the election that brought him to power, he went and started traveling all over the country. And this particular spot, I bet you that spot ain't fixed here. You see, when I'm campaigning for Liberty Party, I will bring this picture up. I said, when was the last time you walked on this land? When was the last time you saw the road? It's still ain't fixed it, Dr. Weir. You say you walking on it, you're supposed to fix it. Why you fix it? Let the Liberian people question him. Okay, Dr. Weir ain't fix it? Yeah, okay, y'all take the vote away from him. That's how I'm going to get my people to be elected. Not go and sit down in the ring, sit down protesting, removing somebody. That is unacceptable on a very serious note. This is not how we're supposed to practice democracy. You wait your turn, and if your turn, you don't certify what's happening. You don't call yourself never we are. Never we are people, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. Never we are, you can be an organization, call yourself never we are, that's fine. But wait till the election. When the election commission open the floor, you will get so much material to work with. So much, because the government continue to make mistakes over and over and over. So you will get so much material to work with. But in the meantime, let's leave that man, let him operate. They will continue to give us more material to work with. Why are we fighting ourselves? Okay, let me show you. During the election, Dr. Weir was all over the country. This is one spot the video that I got. And here he is walking in the mud. But this is something I want you to pay attention to. He called for his steak. He said, no, I'm coming there, y'all give me my steak. One girl was holding the steak, so they passed his steak on to him. When he started walking, the first step, the left foot, as soon as he took that left foot, it started sliding. And what I noticed was that if it was any other person, that person was going to go sit down on the floor for a while. But because Dr. Weir used to play football, he had a lot of training. In fact, he stated that. How many times y'all not get training before? Instantly, immediately when the foot started leaving him, his instinct to balance himself as a footballer came to play. And I want you to pay close attention to that spot. I want you to pay close attention to that. And the reason I want you to pay close attention to it is that I'm hoping that Dr. Weir will be able to see these kinds of video and say, oh, I walk in that spot. I'm fixing it here. Let me see if I can do something about it. This is Samson Toh, Liberian Public. Let's watch.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. I don't need show the road, you must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you. Just make sure you do that same thing for you can hold.
There you have it. There you have it. You saw the video, and I still don't believe that that area has been fixed. But that's something for me as member of Liberty Party. That's a talking point for me. That's a talking point for me, folks. You know, people. I usually don't read comment in the middle of my show, but I'm reading things. Listen. I'm not saying that people are not suffering. I'm not saying that because the Constitution gave the man the power to lead, therefore, even if he's doing something, you can't say it. No, you say it. You criticize. But criticism comes with responsibility. You can't criticize. The reason of criticism, my opinion, I believe the reason why you criticize somebody is for the person hopefully will listen to you and pick up if what you're saying is correct. But if I'm criticizing and start cussing, you think the person will even listen to me? No. So what is the point of criticizing when you're not being responsible in your criticism? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. People are suffering. Everybody that comes from Liberia, you talk to them, they will tell you people are suffering. So let's turn it the other way around. So you think if Madam Sally was still in power, the suffering that is happening now won't be happening? I don't know that. I don't know that. But I should be able to document all of these mistakes and all of these suffering that people are going, so that when the election, which is allowed in the Constitution, we're not in dictatorship yet, and I'm not saying that's not possible, because even a human being can do funny things, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. So the point that I'm making is document all of what you think this government is doing wrong. Criticize them. Bring it out. Don't keep it in darkness. But you must do so with responsibilities. In other words, you must do so. You must criticize. But first of all, you have to respect the office of the president. You can't be cursing people. You can't, because the only way you curse if you don't know the English language. Then if you don't know the English language, then speak a dialect. You don't have to curse. That's my main subject. That is the main reason. Don't curse. Because here's the reason that I'm saying about cussing. Let me give you a little bit definition about my belief of not cussing. Because think about it. All of us grew up in Monrovia, in the street of Monrovia. I grew up in the street of Monrovia. So fighting was something that I do well, okay? I get flogged sometimes, but most of the time I do the flogging. But anyhow, for you to put yourself in the mindset of insulting somebody, you got to elevate certain aspect of your life. Whether you want to be rude, or whether you want to be insulting, you can't do it with chewing gum in your mouth. You got to be serious. That means you have to elevate your body temperature at a certain point in order for you to cuss. So if you cuss somebody, you are at a level already where that cussing that you threw out, if it come back to you, you're ready to respond physically or whatever. Okay? After that, think about it. After you're done cussing, you have to bring your spirit down so that you will be normal again. Because you don't go around cussing people all day. That's not normal. So you can get angry. Control your anger. Turn your anger into positive response, and you will be successful. That's all it is. That's all that I'm arguing. I'm not saying people are not suffering. Let's go on. And that's not even my main subject matter here tonight. Yes, my subject matter here tonight. I got two of them. Let me start with the first one. The first one is the radio station, Root FM closing. On this one, it's free advice. I'm not charging anybody. I'm not charging anybody. Okay. I truly believe, to Brother Henry Costa, I've been on this show. You can go and research my video. I've always said that Henry Costa is an intelligent person. Like Henry Costa is very respectful because I've seen it. I've seen video to show that. And I continue to say that. Okay, people say, oh, he always likes to do things by himself, but from his operation the last time, I just don't see it like that. Now, you can also argue that Mr. Costa is upset, and I will be too. I spent all that money for my equipment, and people are damaging the equipment. And you're going to kick me off air, where according to Mr. Costa, he has already paid his money and what have you. Now, we don't know that. You know, I don't know. I don't have any of those information before me. I'm only saying what he stated. Okay? So I understand his emotion. Every one of us have that within us. But I think Mr. Costa, I know for a fact. I know for a fact. Folks, I blew something here. Yes, yeah, I understand, madam. I understand. I apologize. Folks, let me just do this here very quickly. But I had it set up, but it just wasn't working. Okay, so my second wife gave me till Wednesday, and I would take at least 15 minutes of my time on Wednesday to address you specifically. It's your birthday, and I say happy birthday, but I want people to see who I'm talking about. So let me put a few things together. I tried putting it together here, but it wasn't working for me, and I came from work late, so I was running late. I apologize, madam. Don't hold it. Don't take away the kisali from you. I beg you. Keep it for me. Whenever I come there, I'll kick my brother out. How's that? I'll kick him out, and I'll take control of the house so I can eat the kisali. Okay. So, but on a very serious note, I apologize. I will present you on Wednesday, please. Thank you. All right. That's my second wife, my brother's wife. It was the birthday today, and I was trying to put some stuff together to do the birthday presentation. Her name is Martha K. Very, very beautiful and very nice lady. But I will address that come Wednesday. I'll take at least 15 minutes of my time to go through that. But anyway, let's go on. I'm on okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then nobody can even see the pictures and stuff like that. So I'll be ready on Wednesday. But let me go back to Costa. So as I was saying, Costa has the right to be angry. He has the right. But however, what I do know and what I think at this position, at this point, Costa should by now, and I truly believe he has the ability to control his emotion. Because what the government did, I don't agree with it. And not only me alone, there's lots of people that don't agree with it. There are those who are saying that the government has the right to do that, because Mr. Costa was using the radio station to incite violence, what have you. There was no evidence of that as far as I'm concerned. Okay, maybe for you, but I didn't see it. However, what I'm saying here is Mr. Costa and his supporters need to calm down as well. Because you can't have people supporting you, telling the government that what they did is wrong and that they must restore your right to broadcast in Liberia. But at the same time, if Costa and his people going on the rant of cussing and insult and what have you, then perhaps you're proving the government point. Because the government is saying that you continue to incite violence. For this reason, they don't want that in their country, that is still trying to have a peace. Okay? But I don't believe that either. But I'm just saying that Costa and his people should please see reason. Let Liberians debate this issue. I think Costa should put this government on trial, to be honest with you. Costa should use the court system. And you will say, oh, Mr. Toll, the court is corrupt. Fine. Put everything on trial. Now, Costa is very popular in Liberia. Second to Dr. Weir. Besides Costa, none of us. I can't even touch a toenails. Even when you walk, the footprint, I can't even touch it. That's how high he is. Very young, intelligent. But what I'm saying to Costa and his supporter this evening is this. Calm down. I believe that this thing is in your favor. But our country people say this. When you're brushing far, the way you carry your hand, you don't bring your hand down like that. All of that, something on that ground will cut you, will hit you, will hurt you. So the fact that this thing seems to be in the favor of the Roof FM and his people, calm down. If whatever it is, challenge the system. Take the government to court. We heard the Chief Justice this morning saying that the justice system in Liberia, under his leadership, he will make sure everybody get fair share. Test that. Mr. Costa, test that. Don't cuss. Don't insult anybody unless if you're insulted. Because for this government to take ex-rebel to go take them to court and put every one of those people on trial, the government and the Solicitor General will not succeed if the court system in Liberia, it is fair. They will not succeed. Even if you hadn't paid your bill, there's no reason to go in there, as I was saying the other day, to go in and dismantle your stuff. Those are property, and the government duty, full duty, protect life and property. In this case, they decided to dismantle property that they don't care for. And that's not how they're supposed to rule. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. At the same time, the international community, look at the headline from BBC. Dr. Weah and his people closed the radio station that is critical of his business. So why give them the ammunition for them to continue to recall you here and then send it out? For people to play your audio insulting. If you want to do something, you come out here as usual and express yourself. But first warn the Liberian people that you are a human being like any other person. This thing you bought, they didn't come raining down from somewhere else, that you hard-earned money. And every one of us that are working, we know what it takes to get money. Nobody does you. You go buy something, I does you with that Liberian English. Now, you know what does it? Okay, sorry, you don't know. But nobody does you with it. These are things you pay for. You pay for them. And the court system, what the Chief Justice said this morning, I believe was that in the presence of Dr. Weah himself, that justice system in this country will be dispensed fairly to everybody. I'm paraphrasing, folks. So test this system. Test this system. Like what they did during the election. Test the system. Go to a small court first. Small clean court. They think if they're more than $500,000, then you go to big clean court. I don't know how the situation. But what I'm saying is go to court. Go to court. I know there will be some lawyer that will be willing to face this Solicitor General. Because he's been, for me, the way he has been carrying on, I'm not a lawyer. But just the attitude and things that he's saying, I bet you, and those are not things that lawyer will say, I bet you. I bet you. So this Solicitor General and his people need to be tested. Because as I stated here, and I'm not drawn back out of that, I believe this Solicitor General wants to be Minister of Justice. And he cannot use the radio station stuff to use it as a springboard. He's educated. He's very smart, highly educated. He can get a Minister of Justice position. But you can't do that by trying to use these kinds of stuff as a springboard to move us somewhere else. That's not sincere, and that's not how you want to get your position. So I'm asking Costa and his people this afternoon, folks, take these people to court. If you don't trust Liberia court, go to Aqua, what's what they call it, Aqua court, and make your case. It might take time. That's fine. That's justice. That's fine. But when you finally get the result, this is how then you make yourself to say, look, they did this to me, and I'm talking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line. They did that to me. I didn't do anything. You people knew how popular I was. I could come out here and say, you know, go get my stuff. People are going to follow me. And people, children will die or hurt, get hurt, whatever. But people are going to follow me. I didn't do any of those. And I'm now standing before you to lead this country. With my temperament, you saw how critical things were. But I was able to think through. And we got through it. I can do this for you. Mr. Custer, I hope that time I will still be young so I can run your campaign as well. Samson, but on a very serious note, Mr. Costa, I'm hoping that you will challenge this thing here through the court system. The intellectual among us would love to hear that. What is the defense these people have? And the only way is to have the court to call these people to book, to say, come explain yourself. And they can only do that with you as a plaintiff going to court. Going to court because you're being injured. Property, that is. And you can explain yourself with all your receipt and whatever you have. Even if you don't have anything, you're being using the public airway free. That does not require them to damage your property. They can take you off the air. They can put a bylock and lock your property and ask you to find a way to secure the property. But you cannot send an ex. What is the purpose of sending the ex-general? Was he the police director? Why were you sending NSA over there to do the police work? So this is, it's not even passing a smell test, first of all. But people are all clamoring, fighting for you, making your case. Please, you and your supporter, control your supporter. Make sure the language that you use to describe the situation, that is something when they play in the court tomorrow, people will be listening. And every time that you want to use bad words, control it. I know it's hurtful. Because right now, a laptop, maybe $1,500 laptop. Anybody can take it right now, get there. And you take it, you must have going to tow town, and you're not coming back. That's it. Simple as that. So how much more about 50, almost 100,000, whatever that. I know that they don't come in, it costs more money. So I understand your anger. But this, Mr. Costa, this is the time that you have been fighting for the Liberian people. This is the time that you showed the Liberian people how to be patient. Please, please, show to the people that you have the ability to be patient. Patient dog eat the fatter bone, my son. I know it's painful. And whatever I'm saying right now, even if you're listening, you might say, Mr. To, please, I don't want to hear it. These people knew exactly what they were doing. I understand that. In our country, in my dialect, Toll Town dialect, that is, they say the snail, the eyeball see the snail, but yet still, you can't rush and put your hand there. You still got to take the piece of steak and move the leaf. Even though the snail is there, you know it there. Plenty of leaf, or not even leaf covering it, but you just still move the leaf around. So it will be exposed. Completely exposed. Then you put your hand, take it and put it in your bag. Samson told. Folks, this is a sweet, sweet, sweet case. For me, this is like a Super Bowl, political Super Bowl, a legal Super Bowl. Because if Custer were to go to court and he finds out that the Liberian court is not being fair, he go somewhere else. This is a government. A government. Can you not take this government to ECWA court? I believe you can do so. I'm not a lawyer. And I'm not, please, Mr. Costa, whatever law advice I gave you, don't follow it. I'm a lawyer. I'm making things up. Okay, but on a very serious note, if you do that on a very serious note, Mr. Costa, there are millions and millions and millions of people that follow you all over the world. Some of you believe in you. Some truly, truly believe in you. I believe in you, but I sometimes don't appreciate, and sometimes I'm not comfortable with your language you use to describe our president. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because I know you. You have the ability. You have the English language as your command. You're not one of those seditious putting political gladiator thing and say they're speaking book. No, not like you. You're different. And so if you find a suitable word that you can use to describe the president's activity, it will still mean the same thing than to call somebody raw. Okay? First thing is that, Mr. Costa, you know this. He has not been found guilty in any kind of legal setting. So you can't use the street mentality, roll. You can't do that in this setting. Because right now, Mr. Costa, you're here in the United States setting. They're not for nothing. You don't need to. But you want to improve yourself so that tomorrow when you're ready, people will say, yes, use this. In my opinion, use this as an educational movement, a teachable movement for all of us. So again, this is Samson to LeBron Pablo. I'm just asking Mr. Costa this evening to please. This is not one of those situations where, oh, the men are raw, man. The man can't do nothing. No. The government have taken a step that if we all don't try to be sincere with each other, it can lead to something else. Those that were responsible to advise the president to close the radio station, those people must be exposed. Because if we don't do that, if we don't find reason why they think they're doing it, and if that reason is legitimate, then those of us that are even trying to carry a little piece of radio station, we will be careful. This thing, like I said, is a teachable moment for all of us. But if we find, and the government or the law find these people have no reason, those who were responsible to advise the president will be exposed, and those people, hopefully, will be very careful next time how they carry out their advising duty. So, Mr. Costa, you can help all of us. You can help all of us. I know this thing is very painful. I keep saying it, and I can't express more than that. Because only you can feel it. I can't put your shoes on me. So I can sit there and speculate. But only you, because those were your hard-earned money. Forget about you getting your air because you're still on air. But those are property you went in a store and you say, oh, yes, I like that. Once you point to something that you like, you have engaged, you have attached yourself emotionally to that particular something that you're going to get. Whether it be shoes, whatever you get in the store. Once you point something out and say, I like that, to the faculty, the thinking that goes behind liking something, to say, this is what I want, that's a huge emotional investment. And for people to come and just damage your emotional investment, that is not right. However, it is not an individual. This is a government. And the government is an institution. And the government can be challenged. We're practicing democracy. Costa, help us. Help us. Help the young Liberian to understand the importance of democracy. Help us. Help us. I'm glad, well, I'm not going to use the word glad because this is sad, but I'm glad that this thing is happening to you. In a sense, you, make up person, you have control. You have lots of followers. And for this thing to happen to you, it exposed the soft belly of our government from 19 to this point. Because there are certain people within the government, they think that they can do just about anything they want to do. And what I'm saying, if we curse these people, then we cover them up. Because they will hide behind our cursing. But if we approach them intellectually, because there will be people that will say, wait a minute, let's take even some sedition. If you don't curse, some sedition. So wait a minute, let's take a step back. what this man is saying, let's look at it critically. Because they have some critical thinkers within CDC itself. Not all CDC are just like something told. Don't know nothing. They got some critical thinkers in CDC. But the way you approach this situation, Mr. Costa, you will be able to help us, Liberians. Those of us who believe in freedom, the stage that you will be setting will be too much. Will be too much. So to leave here this evening, Mr. Costa, I'm asking you again, I'm pleading with you to please find reason. I know it's hurtful, but when you're going to talk about it, try to find language. Languages that will be able to describe your emotion without throwing us in a hole, without throwing the issue under the bus. Thank you. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio, before I move on to my next subject, let me do this for you here. I love it when I do this. This is Samson told. Let's do this.
Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because you see me in papa. Don't disrespect me because I get on papa. You will not disrespect because I will on donga. We not build it, but we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. We not build it, we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. Alcohol, alcohol, bartender alcohol, alcohol in the building's on me. Bartender alcohol, alcohol, alcohol in the building's on me.
Okay, folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Let me move on to the next subject matter. Now that we're done with custom, watch how flipping Samson told can be. Now in my crown dollar, the kids California well can only J Clida and be quite well. And that quite be more kaifo, young Wayne can on go by, but one the front of the on there now, Samson too. And then this is what you think that why can't I bro you say I'm from Total, you throw me up because you say I'm from Granny there. You know how long you go Granny there chair. In so Granny there was I told. You go blow out that boat will bleed, you go blow do ye. More change you Something too. Folks, I'm just fooling around. Let's get on with our subject matter. It's a very interesting subject. Okay, let's go on. Let's go to the next subject matter here this afternoon. Folks, we got to put jokes from time to time. We can't just all be stressful on these things because I know they are. But you have to guide yourself from time to time. That's what I tried. Let's look at this. Let's look at this, folks. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. This complete guarantee Dr. Weah and CDC next election victory. That's it. That's it. Okay, whatever. That's it. Dr. Weah and his people are going to be cruising to victory if this is what is happening. Okay? Collaborator, the political party, they started by, a few weeks ago, I came up and I told you guys the future of the political party getting together in Liberia to challenge Dr. Weah is going to be difficult. Forget about the money issue. But I also predicted at the time that all it's going to take for Dr. Weah and his people just to put up two impactful projects. And the political party, they're done. But they're even giving me chance to prove my theory right. They say, oh, Mr. Toll, you're going too far. We'll fire ourselves. Samson Toll. Folks, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are throwing each other on the bus, fighting among themselves. Because I knew this for a very long time. I knew this for a very long time. And this is why the first topic that I was discussing here, this is why I keep saying this government, in this government, this Dr. Weah-led government, and if they're not careful, they're going to continue to have the opposition to be binding. They are binding to each other because of one incident. The government keep making these mistakes from time to time. These people are going to use that to come together, which is fine. But it's still going to be difficult. I just don't see it. Tell me, which one of these people, Dr. Joseph Boakai, is not going to go second? Bernard Ure, I don't see him going second. Cummings, in fact, you saw Cummings' video the other day. He ain't ready to go second. Liberty Party, they're not ready to go second. So who's going to go second? No second. So we all go first. Good luck. Welcome to CDC Liberian Party for the next 12 years. I'm laughing, but that's true. Because if you don't come together and start making the case of why Dr. Weah and his people need to be removed, you come together and start making a case. Instead, you start fighting each other. They got some smart sedition too. They're not like something told from Told Town. They got some smart sedition, political gurus. They will turn this thing around, start capping your fighting you're doing. Every time you open your mouth, you say something, oh, okay. Then they start, next election, they will challenge you. They start throwing your own words back at you. You're not together. How are you going to? The only thing that will dislodge Dr. Weah and his people in the next election, I said next election, I'm saying the round time football, we want to remove that. I'm what I'm talking about. That ain't going to work. That's why I ain't even got to measure it. Okay? But the only way, my opinion, is for this political party to come together and form one political party, and then you have CDC and this one unified political party. Okay? If you're going to have an infight, go ahead and do that. Even if it's public, go ahead and do that. But at the end of the day, have a primary and have one political party. In Liberia, look at all of these political parties. How far are they ideology? How far are their ideology away from each other? They're pretty much the same. The only thing is, I want to cross the water, but I want to go 2 miles upstream, then I cross. Then the other one said, no, we're going to cross. But they're going to cross at the same location. No, I don't want to go 2 miles. I want to go 1.5 miles. What is the difference? You're still going to be crossing. So form one political party. And then within that political party, first of all, forget about the old people themselves. The Bernard Ure, Kami, Dr. Boakai, they forget about the fighting themselves. I mean, the membership, the young people, they fighting that were, they kind of biting that were happening in our party. You will not stay. You will not stay. You will not stay. Because everyone of them think they got PhD. So they're better in talking than any other person. Look what's happening right now. I believe the Unity Party having some sort of a function happening. Did you hear them inviting other political parties in there? No. So those are the people you're going to look at and say they're going to beat Dr. Weah? I doubt it. Only if they come together and have an early primary where they will come in and say, we're going to be one. And then if you come as one political party, you challenge Dr. Weah. With all of these mistakes that, my opinion, that I think has been happening, you challenge Dr. Weah. You challenge Dr. Weah with those mistakes that have been happening, then you stand a chance. Then you stand a chance. But if you don't do so, and you come out with 4 political parties, you're not going anywhere. First of all, Dr. Weah and CDC, they're gaining popularity. That's the first thing. Whether they're doing it wrong or they're doing something wrong, they're not seeing LIBERIA that say, you came and pie, you came and I will vote for you. They're not seeing LIBERIA that say, oh, but the woman said she was going to level Maria and build it. They'll give her a chance, so she will build it. That the Liberia now your thing say out of a setting, they will just say, oh yeah, Dr. We have been with us 6 years. He been building the little role here and there, and we'll change somebody else. You believe that? You believe that? Okay. So your best bet, my opinion, and of course my advice doesn't mean anything, but I'll still say it. Hey, that's me. My opinion. Your best bet is to clearly come together. And the best thing you can do now, people should put their foot down now and say, let's have the infighting now in the next 2 years. Because by the time you start the infighting right now, within the next 2 years, you will find solution. And then you have one political party to challenge Dr. Weah. But here's what's going to happen. Samson told LIBERIA Public, I'm predicting. Why not? I'm entitled to that. Here's what's going to happen. Dr. Weah is in a building. That's too bad. You form one political party. The kind of confusion they will put among you. All they have to do is release. Look, man, you got to be serious. Though. Look, how many people that used to be in Liberty Party now sedition? How many people used to be in Unity Party now sedition? How many people that used to be in other parties now sedition? All CDC have to do is say, you know what, guys, come on. Those of you that just joined us, we love your loyalty, that's fine, but we want you to go back into the political party. They want political party they trying to find. You go back there because these people they were not people like okay. Let's just take for example, Flanty Kofa. He used to be chairman of the Liberty Party. He has standing within the Liberty Party. So they ask these people, and I'm speculating. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm putting it out there anyway. So they come out and say, why don't you guys go into that party and see if you can bring up some disunity? They come in. Yeah. Wait a minute. According to the rule of Liberty Party, you guys have not. What rule you're using right now? How did Liberty Party get in here? Aha. Then you're scrambling all over trying to solve that one first. In the meantime, CDC and Dr. We have to continue to campaign. Okay, let's put that one aside. You say, oh, Mr. Todd, that's political trickery. Okay, let's put it aside. So CDC and Dr. Weah, they come out. They decided 2 years before the next election, put out not even 3, 2 impactful projects. Boom, they put it down. In Monrovia, the news start going. People start getting jobs. 2 years before the election, they put some kind of very impactful project, 2 of them. Who among us, your son, your daughter, your children, your mom, your pa, they're working now. They're not asking you for you in the diaspora, sending them money. What you tell them? You want to leave CDC and you want to vote CDC, you go try something new? See, I'm scaring these people right now tonight. These people are saying, what? Where Mr. Todd coming from? What kind of nonsense? I love it when I do that. What kind of business is this? They're making people all kind of ideas. No, I'm not. They're smart. They're not stupid. And this is why I'm saying to you, you cannot approach this thing from an anger-based political party, divided political party. You can't win nothing. Come together. So if they throw these things at you, you say, okay, the project are very impactful. They're helping Liberians. That's fine. We say thank you. But guess what, Dr. Weah? You've been in the power now for almost 6 years. That now you're ready to get in something. What happened with the last 4 years? What happened to the rate? What happened to the $25 million map up? What happened to the $16 billion? And you just get Petri or whatever governor over there you letting go free. What an investigation. What's going on? You can only do that with one political party that have one voice. CDC will be shaking in their boots. I say so. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, folks, I'm just giving you speculation here tonight. It's not election time yet. But I'm telling you, if you go to these people, you go against CDC with 2, 3, 4 political parties, then that means you want to do what you've been doing. Let's go ahead, let's do the first round, and hopefully I can get 4 or 5%. Second one, I go with CDC so CDC can give me 1 or 2 ministry. If that's what you want, that's good. But then we're not changing anything. Then when they give you 2, 3 ministry, after 1 or 2 years, man, you get the people out of there, man. We don't want them again. What you say? They in power. Okay? But the point here tonight, on a very serious note, this political party, the collaboration is not going to hold. However, Dr. Weah should also, and his people should also, don't give these people any other reason. Don't give them reason to even give hope out there. Because they will continue to cuss, I'm sorry, not cuss, but they will continue to bite by each other. Okay? Let me read something to here very quickly, and this is from Front Page Africa. Okay? Yeah, let me read this whole thing, and then the caller. Call in on to the online Redmond TV at the weekend. Mr. Ure validated recent Front Page report. Okay. A caller to the show sought clarity from Mr. Ure on his assertion that most people do not understand Liberian politics, said the caller. This, your whole thing of somebody does not understand Liberian politics, what does it mean? The caller asked. Because to me, Liberian politics mean lies. That the caller describing Liberian politics now. Liberian politics mean lies, mean corruption and deception. So explain to me what you mean by someone who does not understand Liberian politics, because this is the lie some incompetent Liberians tell some ignorant voter. Full disclosure, the caller governor tell who he is now. Listen to the full disclosure. I am an ANC person. I support Cummins. The caller said. Oh, let's listen to Ure. Okay, let's see what Ure, Mr. Excuse me. Mr. Ure responding to the caller in an angry tone. Collaboration is going downhill now. Oh my goodness. Collaboration, we're gonna see it. Let's see. The road from the water side. Yeah, the thing here. They got one water, big water around into town. So you're supposed to go over there, draw your water, and come back. But you start going, draw your water, you come into town, then you waste water on the hill. So before you know, the whole hillside slippery now. Who going to get water from there to come up? Collaboration. Okay, let's go. Mr. Ure responding to the caller in an angry tone and said, look, I appreciate the fact that you support Alex Cummings. I have known Alex for many years. I don't think Alex is a bad person. Well, let's sugarcoat all of that for him, but he ain't coming here. He ain't coming now. And it is his right to run for the presidency. But what people must realize is that while it is your right to support him, it is my right to not support him also. Folks, this is collaboration at its best. You would think, if these people if they were to hold, if it was something that were holding Mr. Europe, most likely, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm just speculating what he could have said. Look, young man, I understand your position, but this collaboration is nothing going to break us apart. If Mr. Cummings believes that he can be president, he would test the water. And the system is set up so that every one of us, those of us that want to lead, will test the water. We might even do a primary. So whatever you say here on the radio does not mean that will be the end. this collaboration that we have, we're going to hold. So I'm not going to dignify whatever you're saying here. If I'm lying, let the people that are going to vote for us, let them make the judgment. And you're done. You're done. But that didn't happen, folks. Okay? All right. So let's go on. Let's go on. Mr. Ure want to suggest that a former president is working hard through some people to pour out this. Said Mr. Ure, from the beginning of the collaboration, we all agreed to put aside our presidential ambition and later on decide a standard bearer for the collaborating political party. But unfortunately, whoa, here it comes. That I'm from me, that from Mr. Ure. Unfortunately, people have deviated from that. The first step is to sign the collaboration document by November 6th. And after that, we will merge. If any party feels they cannot merge, let them leave and go, but we will merge. Let me play you one. Don't disrespect me.
Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa.
Yes. You can't disrespect people. No. But on the very seriously, you had it. So now Mr. Ure is laying out. You don't want to sign a document. You want to leave? Fine. So if he's saying that, and you saw the video of Mr. Cummings the other day, he's not quite ready to take second fiddle. So the point is, who's going to be second? It's going to be very interesting. First of all, I don't believe these people trust each other anyway. I said I don't believe. I don't say you. I said me. I don't believe. So if there is no trust, what is the glue that will hold this thing together? And this is just from the table. What happened to the young people at the bottom? First, they're going to start complaining why Terra Ule didn't win. They will blame somebody among themselves. They will start complaining. Why is it that Costa Station were taking off air? Why is it people didn't run to them to tell them quick? They will start blaming. If there's no glue, I think they have what they call Gorilla glue nowadays. Maybe we're going to need Gorilla glue to glue this thing together. Samson told LeBron Pop Radio. So, folks, I will now open the line because I don't intend to stay here that long tonight. So let me open the line, and you tell me. I give you two issues here tonight. So tell me, what do you think? If I follow it, say so. Don't be bashful. That's fine. Samson told LeBron Pop Radio. Let's go ahead. While I'm waiting for you, let me give you don't respect. Don't respect me. You better respect me. I respect you. Then you say but don't disrespect me. Let's play.
Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because you see me the buffer. Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because I will on Donga. We not broken, but we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. We not broken, we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. Alcohol, 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 and the build is on me. Alcohol, alcohol.
Okay, folks, my number is out there, 916-533-2048. Give me a call and let me know where I stand. I'm still starting maybe by Wednesday. I'm going to be putting out the information out there on a very, very serious note. You can be a talk show host. It doesn't matter. But the only thing is we're going to have rules. First is we're going to have to respect each other, number one. And the second rule is the English that are going to be used to describe each other or to engage each other. I'm going to be monitoring that English language very well. And if it is something that perhaps that are not conducive to the conversation, I will call you right away. I'll call it up. So we have a way here of bringing 7 people on the same time. So 2, 3 of us, it doesn't matter. So I will be putting it out there because I've been given a green light to do so. So anyway, give me a call, 916. What do you think? What do you think? You think the political party, the collaborating political party, they're going to hold? One question. And the other one is the comment, my advice to Honorable Custer, to please find reason to help us see reason. So for this issue, I know it's very painful to him and his people, because there were some people that were working, getting paid, and all of these things are going down the drain. Who's going to pay for these things? Who's going to pay for these people hours? How are they going to feed their kids? This is something that is very serious. But yet still, we're asking Mr. Custer and his people to test the system. Give me a call here, 916-533-2048. Let me go on to the next, while I'm waiting for your call. Let me go on. Do you know that the governor has, governor of the bank, I believe, is out, and lady, let's go to the Supreme Court. Let me read what the Supreme Court just was saying, okay? Oh, by the way, the iron ore project passing through LIBERIA from Guinea is getting ready to start, folks. No, that ain't. The other. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Well, my name is Moses Colley. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you very much for joining us. What's on your mind, Mr. Colley?
Well, thank you very much, too. What's on my mind is regarding the situation going on between URA and Comey.
Yeah.
And this thing all started long ago. This have been rumors going on how, people have been fighting one another and from, different political group members. These rumors have been on different platforms all the time. And, our Liberian saying says that when chicken white is white. With this TPP, I don't think it's going to hold. We have seen example from example. Okay. For instance,
go ahead, my brother.
Ellie and Black Eye. At the end, they couldn't see eye to eye. Okay? And there's another thing again. And this thing been going on. And with the CPP, I support it. But the infighting, I call it CPP or CPP or whatsoever, it's not going to hold. That's my whole thing about it. Okay. And the only way they can have to put their individual interests aside and try to come together and select DeLong. Because the reason I said DeLong is because DeLong is the only candidate now that is really hot. The only new kid on the block that has beaten Opon in Monserrado County. That should be something we should embrace. That should be something the collaboration should embrace to say, you know what? We all want victory, no matter how it comes. It comes from the air, it comes through the window, it comes from underground, it comes from anywhere. We want this guy out. So if you really love your country, you will all agree. And DeLong has beaten Opon in Monserrado because I see no now to beat Opon in Monserrado. Only DeLong can do it. So why can't we push him forward? We all support him to get this guy out of our back. This should be what they should think about. But instead of fighting to be president, it's not going to work. These guys are old politicians. These guys have been in the circle for so long. They are not going to change. It's going to be the same old rigmarole. When Opo come from there, the other group will come. They're going to say, this is our time. Because that's the same political group. This is the mentality of the Liberians in general.
But then let me
Once
ask.
I can get it, nobody is going to get it.
Then
Once I can get it, nobody is going to get it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, then let me ask you. Let me push you on this one here. Then, what would be besides selecting or electing Dylan? How do you bring these, especially forget about the old guys that you describe as old folks on the top? What's about the young people underneath? How do you bring those together? How do you bring those people together?
Well, it's very simple. These guys have to talk to their members and say, and carry the message to them. Look, we all want victory. We all want, the goal of every member, every group here is to get Opo out. So, this guy is hot. This is the guy who beat Opo in Mosolito. Just go and carry the message to your members, to your party group, and tell them, you know what, we're going to put our individual interest aside. This time, we don't want to blunder. Because if you miss it, Opo is going to go for the next 2023, Opo is going to win again. The only person, the only candidate, if the coalition color support will beat Opo convincingly, will be DeLong. The second person in line, I would say 50 or 55% chance will be Bwakai to beat Opo. 55%. But right now, DeLong is capable 75 to 80% to beat Opo anywhere.
Okay.
That's my recommendation.
Thank
Anything other than that, take it.
Thank you, my brother. A lot of people calling right now. Thank you very much. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Mr. Samson, this is Enoch George calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mr. George, thank you very much. I want to, first of all, extend the first invitation to you. I'm trying to get a few people for a discussion here. So I think you being a regular caller, when I send this thing out, I would like for you to reply in the affirmative to be part of the discussion. So, Mr. George, I just thought I'd ask you that. But go ahead, make your point.
Okay, Mr. I listened to Mr. Ure, and I think I will be all around here. But I continue to say now that it is not time we discuss the high issue, the real truth. Mr. Ure is the chairman of the current collaboration party. And I think he should be the last person to make any statement like this. Because if you're a leader and you make even a statement, it has the potential to undermine the very structure that you're trying to build. If I only know that he will support Mr. Parker, perfect. But let him hold on till they get at the convention, because everybody will have that voting right. But they have not gotten at the convention, and he's serving as chairman, making his position that this is the man I will support. And he looks they want to, this person disappeared, referring to comments, this person will gather from CDA, person disappeared. Now you take a cheap shot. The issue here is we are discussing. I see everybody now pushing some tribal end line. He's talking about, I come from the elderly group who respect our old people. Come on, Mr. Ure, I know you too good. I know the entire people. Why we start speaking different languages? We're not talking about Liberia. Now the question I'm asking people, I see people running over here. With Mr. Barker, with Dylan, comments. But the question I'm asking, I remember NDC when they left power and Doe was killed, party went down. Nobody want to have anything to do with that party kicking. People already want to the party. Now, what I'm trying to say, the unity party that which Honorable Walker said has been for 12 years. At the end of the day, where the party left us, or left the Liberian people. Are you telling me, Honorable Walker, I don't have anything against the old man, I'm respecting a whole lot, but he was vice president for 12 years. His party was marked by corruption at the end of the day. He did not say one word, never said a word about corruption, what was going on in Liberia. And people are telling me that he will not carry the baggage from his party. I'm not Cornelian, Mr. Finance, that's Foreign Affairs, all the guys, some of them who serve in the government for 12 on the Unity Party. Are you telling me these are the only people that will come to rule Liberia again? And people are telling us that we should let people off the road. We should not question them what happened for the past 12 years. If we are doing that, then we are not doing justice. We are not doing justice to the Liberian people.
But let me push you back on this. What is there to stop you as a Liberian to be part of this conversation? What is there to stop the Liberian diaspora to be part of the conversation? If you believe that people at Samaka, as you're saying, they have been there before, then they have not shown anything that is result driven. In other words, there's nothing there to show that will benefit the people. What then you, the young people, that perhaps the new breed, why aren't you guys taking this medal by the bull by the horn and say I want to be? Instead, yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Paul, there's time for everything. Somehow I've been to Liberia 3 times. Only last year I didn't go. They start going back there. My aim is not to go participate into politics to say I'm running for office. But if I'm supporting someone, that person will have a feeling of the Liberian people.
So I don't mean to interrupt. What give me the way forward, please. Give me a way forward.
Here's the way forward. Liberians now, we should elect people who have the country at heart. People based on record, what they have achieved, and what they want to put forward, moving Liberian forward. The country. What are they going to do? How are they going to achieve these things? People, we should start questioning people. We should not just elect people based on
you heard the young man before you. He's already making he already selected in his mind. He's already choosing Dylan to be. And what is your view on that?
Oh no, Mr. To. No, he's entitled to his view. But I see if someone is to pick Mr. Dylan will have to tell the Liberian people, he will have to answer questions. What he brings to the table and how he's going to achieve the policy to bring every Liberian together. How he going to do it. These are the questions we should ask. Look, because today he won an election in Moserado. Perfect. That's good. But has he been to Sando? Has he been to Maryland? Has he gone to Grand Gate? Has he gone to Nima? Has he gone to Bomb? Has he gone to Lofa?
Okay.
He has not been to those places. So just, and this is why we quite to just put people out there. By the time one person wants to say, oh yeah, he's good. No, I'm not saying that Mr. Dylan is not good, but I'm saying he becoming a president. What is the policy that he's going to introduce that will bring everybody together? And is he a known quantity in this area? Moserado is an easy place. Because Mr. Dylan has lived all his life in Moserado.
Why were you now? You care to at least qualify that Moserado being an easy place? What do you mean by that?
Because if you live in Moserado, you have all the various ethnic groups in Moserado. The radio called Moserado. So, you work in Moserado, you got more friends. People know you. But when you leave Moserado, going to the rural, the hinterland, how many people know you? And what have you done in those areas?
Okay.
That someone can say, oh yes, I think this man this is, or this person this is. So these are all the rules we have to look at. So being popular in Moserado is a good thing. But what about the other 14 counties? What happened there?
All right.
So when I see people, elevating one person or this person, I say for me, no. I want a national policy that you will bring, that will tell us, you know what, this thing this man is selling, I think everybody can get piece of the pie. But
Okay.
just because one move, then everybody not saying hallelujah, hallelujah. And this is what got us where we are again.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Like I said, I'm putting something this coming Wednesday, and I think perhaps me now the president, when the president is select, I would like the audience to participate. Maybe they can recommend two people who they think that might be able to bring some excitement into this conversation, because we need to have this conversation. And especially my main thing is forget about the old people. They not the young people. Those are the people that I want to engage, because those are the people that actually have going to have Liberia tomorrow. So you can't have these old people still continue to talk about Liberia when the young people themselves are not saying anything. So my thing is I want to have the young people to engage each other. But anyway, thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much for your comment. Yeah, go ahead.
And Mr. Maybe if you give me the permission, I can recommend Mr. Jerome Cummings, because I had a conversation with Mr. Jerome Cummings. I think he's in California. He's one of the young, brilliant man. If you talk to him, I mean, you get something out of him.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and text me his number? I mean, this is my number here. That's my phone number anyway. I use it for radio.
Okay, I will get in touch with him. Then, if he give me the go ahead, then I will.
Yeah, please.
Text his number to you.
Okay, all right, okay,
Okay,
and then like I said, but if you're talking to him, he will argue a point. And in fact, once we select the two people, then I will meet with them, and then they bring up the topic that they will feel comfortable discussing. But at the end of that, what I will want from these people is the way forward. I don't just want, having the dialogue on them and anything like that. I want the way forward. How do we especially how do we get the young people involved, and what are some of the things they need to do to resolve the situation that they see untenable right now. Anyway, thank you. Please contact this guy, Mr. George, and I will appreciate if you can contact me later as well.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Samson told LeBron Pop Radio, give me a call. We'll be here for maybe some more time here. And basically, we're just having conversation here. Okay. There's a lot of good writing here tonight. People are very respectful. And I appreciate all of you that have been writing here. And let's keep it like that. You can from time to time call somebody this and that. But overall, this is not a language that I will try to shy away from. And I appreciate you guys coming on the platform and continue to respect the platform and continue to respect us as well. And because I know most of you on here highly educated. And so your level of understanding is unquestionable, and also your ability to use the English language is also unquestionable. And that's what I like about you, because when you tend to come out here to engage, the only people that will come in and start causing something to people who are limited in a way. Somebody from all the way from Wembley, they're limited because they live in Wembley, but people from other places they're not. So I want to appreciate that. Oh. Somebody from Wembley, you watch it. Samson. I gotta be very careful. Okay, folks. Samson told LeBron, give me a call. Let me go on to what the Chief Justice was saying today. Let me read that. The opening the Supreme Court with salary cut dilemma. Okay, that's another issue. But I think they're grown enough to understand that they're also Liberians. They're not above the law. They also understand that Liberians are going through a lot, so they will truly appreciate that. Okay, legal, luminary, blah blah blah. All the big lawyer there, they're there. Okay, the opening of the High Court is expected to be attended by special guests, including the President, House Speaker, President Pro Tem, and Samson. They ain't come on new. What many parties are not special? Big man too. I'm from Town. What wrong here? Big No, folks, my number is there. Give me a call. 916. Don't just write. Don't just look. Call me and express yourself. All of you can speak. Why you don't want to call? Call and express yourself, and tell me. The 2 points that I have here. One is I'm pleading with Mr. Costa, Honorable Costa, to see reason to test this system, to test the Liberian government, take them to court. I know that if Mr. Costa was to say, okay, well, I want to do the court system, I'm not costing anybody anymore. I'm going to go through the court system and do a GoFundMe. I think I don't mind participating in that, because the interest is not so much of me trying to find fault with the government as opposed to trying to put the Liberian judicial system on the map. Because however way they turn out, if this case go to court, the court will be on a magnifying glass. I mean, people gonna be serious people gonna be thinking and watching this case, and so they will be willing to take it. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm appealing to Honorable Costa to see reason to challenge this in the court, and not to this is no longer between Honorable Costa and Dr. Weir. They're not the old body friends, because they're good. They used to be good friends, and this is way past friendship now. This is affecting all of us now, because now the government has limited the viewing public from listening to Costa from time to time, because now do they have any other substitute? If that substitute is satisfactory to those audience, why deprive other Liberians? Because certain group want to get at Costa? Is that why? Why deprive those people that you're supposed to bring happiness to? What are you agreeing? And this is why I believe this closing of the radio station is untimely, and then it's not necessary. That's just my opinion. Okay? So give me a call, 916-533-2048. So let me go on. Salary card, commonly known as the immunization, was introduced earlier. Okay, blah, blah, blah. What is it just saying here? Let me say that during this August term of the court, I will judge. All judges will remain in their various circuits assignment. Okay, so you're not firing anybody. Okay, all right. However, in the wake of the current financial constraint facing the judiciary, Chief Justice Koba had openly admitted that there will be no rotation of judges from one circuit to another in the county as of August. Whoa. What that's supposed to mean, I don't know. I am not a lawyer. Okay? So the number is there, folks. There's that one thing about Liberian people now too, and they want to part that one there, that total thing too. They will not call now until I ready to say good night. Then bling, 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 bling. Then they call you. Then I gotta respond to, because I respect them. Yeah, I can't just lead them to that. So I gotta say, yeah, where you want? Let's talk. Okay, folks. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Okay, let me go on to one other interesting thing that I saw here this afternoon. I want to point that out to you as well, and that is, folks. Okay, in this is a case, a warrant, arrest warrant out for ex-defense minister. And I'm just reading it because I'm not making it into my monologue here this afternoon. I'm just reading it. But for me, you going to do these kinds of stuff for a permanent Liberians. When you do these things, their reputation is on the line. You must make sure that you have a sustainable evidence that will sustain your case. And this also will help the system if the court itself is fair to the litigants themselves. Whoa, sounds into wait, come on with that kind of English. Litigant? What do you mean by litigant? What is that? I don't know. I just threw it out there. It just came from The law people, I don't law. Little get my phone. Something to what you about. Well, sorry, I said the people who having a case. Okay, but anyway, the criminals, criminal go see at the temple. Samson to folks, a man from Tota is something else. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on. At the Temple of Justice on Friday, October 11, issued an arrest warrant for the former minister from the Ministry of Defense, National Defense, including the former minister, Brani J. Samaka Jr. Okay, but here's the thing that I want to point out here. Few months back, if you remember, the same case came about, and Mr. Samaka was able to show that this case should not even have been brought because, according to him, the former president on this particular issue have already told the current president where things stand, and that whatever issue they're talking about, the money is not missing, and that they were allotted for, and that they were able to show how the money was spent. So unless you're saying that you don't believe what the current president, according to the report, what the current president accepted, in other words, you don't believe what the former president explained to the current president, and therefore you want to say something else. Samson to LeBron Public Radio, welcome, Mr. CEO. Welcome on LeBron Public Radio. Thank you very much. What's on your mind?
All right. Good evening, Samson.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are a couple of points you've been stressing out there. I don't know whether to come into a judgment as to whether Mr. Costa is right or not. But I think whatever the situation is, we have his day in court to some extent. He has crossed the line. And I got to get a little more details when I had a conversation with the Solicitor General yesterday. Does that mean what the Solicitor General saying is all true? That's not what I'm saying. And I also extended him an invitation, hopefully to hear from him as well. But regardless whatever the situation is, we must also remember that Liberia is a sovereign nation. There are laws on the book. You know, I know, Liberia Public Radio is also a full-fledged registered institution in the country that we went through all of the process. And I don't think any other Liberian should have that sort of free pass not to go through that process. We pay our taxes, so we pay. We got our flag receipt from LRA and all of that. But what is quite interesting here in the government still, and I didn't find the answer that I expected from the Solicitor General, is to tell me how did even Ty Costa got his license, and if that license was there, and there's a time set to be renewed, why it wasn't renewed and why it took them all that long time. But I think it's something that also claimed their attention, because right after the program, I was surprised for them to call in the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs to call in to begin to explain, because Costa has alleged that the President has instructed the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, the Presidential Affairs has instructed someone, which is almost a third or fourth party. So it seems to be a very interesting trend here that is taken. But the minister has vehemently denied that he's not aware, he never did any letter, he never instructed anybody. So it is left with Costa now to come out to show where he has. I believe there was a couple of documents that he put out there today, and I'll try to also review them. I have not seen anything that to show that there's a license in place, because he has been making multiple statements as well, that he has the license, he has his the letter that was instructed from the president, and then at some point in time that the place was vandalized, and those equipment or the letter was part of what was taken away. But he's also in your video that he also said that everything that was there was because of the beauty of technology, they are all able to retrieve them. So how can he reconcile that statement as well? So I mean, it's good too that he come out to get his side. In as much we disagree, the trend, manner in which the process was executed, but the Solicitor General came up with a specific term that was used, the legal term, and I intend to go much more further to the implications of that term, search and seize. So that was a sort of technical legal term that the Solicitor General applied yesterday. And I kind of forecast that in the past because we have seen from the Samuel Dotan, Daily Observer, the Inquirer, all of them have been locked down, but not a physical items or material belonging to the state station were used. So that gave me a sort of educated guess that when security forces go in and physical action is being taken away, it seems like they are in the process of making some such indictment or some sort of criminality. Crime is already being committed as the government might perceive it. And you listen to the Solicitor General yesterday, and that was re-echoed today by Eugene Fagon, who happens to be the Deputy Minister, that they do not intend to let this thing go away. They will pursue it by all means diplomatically. And the Solicitor General said, well, he's coming to the States by the 17th. I'm not sure what he's coming for, or if they are even started talking with the United States government for possible extraditions. That was his stand, that they would do everything possible to extradite Mr. Costa. We're waiting to see that. And I was quite surprised when I asked him whether he Costa, there was already a defense team in the making. And you say, as far as he is concerned, there's no defense team. So what Costa needs to do now is to keep his mouth shut, do less talking, because this is serious than what you think it should be. I mean, whether we like it or not, whether the government on the ground is likable, a government is just a government for now, until we can go through the process, or until he can go through the process. But I think it is important that he exonerate his name in making sure that he was in compliance with the law as well. But I found out, and I asked him, I said, well, this guy and you guys were almost politically married. What happened with things turned around? Why down? And then he said, well, when you owe somebody, it can be 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. You can go anytime to claim your debt. So one can guess here there's some sort of bad blood. Blood is existing between the Costa and the CDC-led government for whatever fallout we yet to know. But I think this is much deeper, and at some point in time, we'll get to know more of what is happening. But I think Costa, he needs to be a little bit quiet, and maybe he needs some counsel down the road instead of making some statements. I do not agree with his statement to say that when he's learned, if he touches down at the Rabos International Airport, and after 30 minutes, if he's not seen by his supporter, the government of Liberia should get ready to build a new terminal. That's a ridiculous statement. Helen Johnson Sirleaf made that statement that the executive mansion should be leveled at some point in time during the time of the war. Where are we now? Is the executive mansion being rebuilt?
Mr. So, I don't mean to interrupt, and I'm not here to defend Costa. I think Costa can do that better. But first of all, you have to understand the emotional aspect of this thing here. So whatever it is that was coming out of Costa's mouth.
When you say emotional, what? That one makes look.
Mr. So, I understand that, but you also Mr. So, I'm not giving him. I'm not giving Mr. So, Mr. So. The point that I'm making here is that first of all, let us understand that the government of the Republic of Liberia have gone out and vandalized, according to him, the property, and the government. It is the government duty to make sure they protect properties. Now, were there anybody going around taking infantry? I didn't see that. Hold on. Let me make my point. And I will let you in. So there was no one that I saw was taking infantry of what it was taking. Number one, why was it that you have an ex-general leading the police. He's not a police officer. What was he doing over there? What was his business? So let us.
You have warlords. Something. I'm not. You know me. I'm not a fan of TDC.
No, but I'm just saying.
You know when I rather go after. But no, but this is what you need to know, because you also have the obligation to give your audience exact. In fact, the guy who was accused to say that. I did ask the Solicitor General that question today, and he has denied that he ever went into the premises. I am not the one to authenticate that. But what I'm saying, what I saw and witnessed that morning, I think Costa went over the board. You know, and I know. All right. Now, what he did, he gives government the edge to argue a point that perhaps they wouldn't have argued on what we are talking about today, because he was given instruction. He told the people not to enter, because I see for Serena was yesterday. I said the number of paramilitary personnel that I saw. There seems to be a pre-calculated message or decision that the government was going to shut down. He said, no, we took the rate for them to sign for it, and they refused. And that's why he came to try to imply this, search and seize at him, because there were other two stations, according to him, were involved. So I said, if those two other stations are involved, why the exercise did not go on simultaneously? All right, why that? Okay, what he said, and that's what he said. So what I'm saying here, according to what he says, if Costa perhaps maybe if what his name said, what his deputy, this other guy, oh my goodness.
You mean
anyway,
Fidel?
Fidel. Let's say maybe, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. If Fidel has opened that place, let's see what was the rate that they were going to give and what that rate were going to say. But now they are arguing on the point because people refused they were refused entry. So it is being seen as obstructions of justice.
Mr. So, even as that, let's just give it to the government to say, yes, okay, Costa perhaps didn't allow the government to do. The point that I'm making and my appeal to Costa is exactly what I'm saying. I want Costa to not to use inflammatory statements that will tend to exacerbate the situation by saying words or using languages that are not going to be helpful to the process, number one. Secondly, I truly believe that Mr. Costa should now because this is much more bigger than him and Dr. Weir now, because he has gone in the realm of public institution, not public but private, but serving public interest has been closed. So there are those who listen to Costa daily and now have no more opportunity to do such. So the government, even if they think they're in the right, they're still going to have to be held accountable to prove that they were right. And that's the point that I'm making, that I will expect Costa not to take this thing into just everyday argument between you and the president. This is much more bigger now. So the insult, the language that I use to describe the situation must be tempered. In other words, Costa must now understand that this is much, much more deeper than him. So, but as far as extradition and all of that is concerned, I just don't see Costa being extradited to Liberia.
Well, I mean, government has to show its own strength when it comes to these sort of volatile situations.
But you can't extradite. The U.S. government is not going to extradite Costa to Liberia, where you recently have the incident of Justin Taylor, where you recently there's been allegation against this government of misbehaving on different, even though never proven, but on different occasions. So the government themselves, within the report from the State Department, the government itself.
Here is the deal. While we all frown on government, it is also our responsibility. We as a citizen, we have our own shared responsibilities to make sure that peace and sanity, and for us to conduct ourselves.
And that's exactly what I'm pleading.
That's the framework of the law.
And that's exactly what I'm pleading to Mr. Costa, to make sure that this thing doesn't get out of hand by using words that are not suitable to the process, because we all want to participate in the sense that we want to watch and see exactly what's going on. Because if the government is trying to do something here that is not suitable. It is Costa today. It could be any of us tomorrow. So we want to see the result that will be suitable to the process. In other words, the end result must be justified.
Yeah,
that's the point that I'm making. And I don't want Costa to use vulgar language, to use threats and all the kinds of sentiment, emotional sentiment to exercise his right. He should exercise his right, but be responsible in the sense.
Exactly. I think if he refusing, we all know the actions have been very successful, been used by government. We know what has been happening when it comes to Costa and the government, whatever went down the road. At the end of the day, the ceasefire broke, and that's why it went like a wildfire. So I think he too, he has his own part to play. And I was very forceful on Serena Seaforth, taking back some of the comments the president before June 7, and anybody who we abuse will not walk freely in Liberia, will not go free, coming to the United Nations. People are preaching hate message, even though he did not call Costa by names. But I asked him, he's Serena Seaforth during the conference. Remember, he said, you either be for us, and I asked him to give the interpretations of what I was saying. So we were really pushing the line. But again, we are also extended an invitation to Mr. Costa to see if we can get his version. I think that's why it is. The information should be proportionate. We heard from the government side. I'm not taking a definitive decision as to what are the government actions. Whatever the government did was right. That's not my judgment. I am not the one to determine that. I'm just going further to know much more deeper with the story. And we are also extending that invitation to Mr. Costa, and I'm hoping that he would answer, even though since yesterday, pretty close to 24-hour now, but it's at his own relation as to whether he's going to honor our request. And lastly, with respect to Benedict, look, something, I said this thing. The opposition, they are a joke. These people do not have that country at heart. They are not serious. And if election were to be here today,
Mr. So, we can't say that these people do not have the country at heart. These are people that have sacrificed their lives for the Liberian people on many occasions.
The fact that it's all about themselves.
Well,
it's all about themselves.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
That's your
if
interpretation.
They have the country at heart,
that is your interpretation.
That
is your interpretation. For them, whatever they're doing it in the interest of the government.
You are a liberal. So you always going to take those sort of liberal position, which of course you know that I'm not going to buy in. Benana Yuri, Ellis Kumbe, look, and I've been told by a close source, one thing I showed that I don't, that Waika is in the States, I'm making arrangements to see what I can talk to him. He has become more or less clear talking to a close confidant of Waika. Waika will not potentially contest. Ellis Kumbe of ANC will not give in to go as ending number 2. Ellis Kume ANC is building an institution within an institution, which of course is wrong. They can't even the need to manage what they have. We saw the collaborating force. We saw how they came together during the June 7. There was no short term. There was no long term goal. 2 days ago, Benana Yuri was on Kume's show, and I asked specifically, are they playing? What are they talking about? And he said definitively, no, they have not even come to that level yet. They're talking about June 6th. November 6th before even Russia. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we are have a social war. Do you think these people are going to sit together and come with a plan when they're supposed to be having some strategic discussion now and look at 2021 in the primary to see how they can solidify their position if they are to take on the ruling establishment, the coalition, or the ruling party? They are not doing that. They are just all about themselves. They do not even have control over their even supporters.
But
that's ridiculous.
Mr. So, for you to just take that whole process and rest it surely on the shoulder of Mr. Cummings and Mr. Benedict Yuri.
Not Cummings.
No,
all of them. They are not showing no result. They are not showing no result.
Then you are not doing the process. You're not doing a good service to the process. In other words, there are young people that are within these political parties that perhaps might have interest to see that this group come together as one. So those are the areas that I intend to explore. Those are the areas that I intend to engage the young people within this political party who want to be part of it.
Leadership comes. This is where leadership comes in. If I was at Danakomi, I want to make sure that I solidify my position, bring auxiliaries together. The same way with Benana Uri, the same way with Joseph Boyka, the same way with your own Liberty Party that have contested years over years and cannot still find a way into the democratic process of Liberia and still wants to be in the face of
So what are
Liberia.
you saying? What are you saying? The fact that we have contested over, does that negate that our ability to contest again?
Your message has never resonated.
You don't know that. You don't know. You can't come out on my shoulder and try to badmouth Liberty Party, the only best party in the whole of the Republic of Liberia.
I'm trying to be honest. You are a liberal guy, and you always take that liberal position. Every time that we, like Liberia has support forward. And so we need people who are willing on the one, who have a short-term and long strategic plan, something that, and not just only talking without implementation. That's what the coalition is doing. If they are not careful, as it is going right now, the George Weah that they do not want, George Weah again will be elected president if election were to be held today, considering what we see unfolding now, because they are not putting anything tangible. They are not looking at it. They are not addressing the solution. They just talk, but there is nothing to replenish or to put forward the ideas to reassure Liberians or the electorate we are the best alternative.
Thank you.
I don't think that's what Liberians are interested in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. So. Again, folks, Samson told Liberia Public Radio, Mr. Alex Yala was calling. Mr. Yala, you can call now. Mr. So is off. But the point that I'm making here, folks, first, let me address the Costa issue. And that is, I'm hoping that Mr. Costa will see reason to see that this thing is much, much bigger now than his radio station and that of the Republic of Liberia. Because there are those intellectuals that now see this thing as being front to the to democracy as far as they're concerned. And so they want to use this opportunity to challenge the government assertion of what is being saying. That's fine. That's the government. That's what they're saying. That's one side. We haven't heard a complete story from the Costa side being represented by legal counsel. Let me take this call. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. Welcome, Mr. Alex Yala. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Good evening, Mr. The Great Bloku. How you doing?
Thank you. We're here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a lot on my mind, but I just thought to call in to weigh in a little bit here and moreover buttress the point, a very cardinal, sensitive point that Mr. So raised.
Go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Mr. So, I mean, I would not go along with Mr. So to say these guys who are in the political limelight, quote unquote, call themselves opposition in Liberia. I would not join him to say they are jokers, because I think it's a very strong adjective or strong way of describing them. But I want to buttress his point that they will go nowhere if they cannot collaborate. And the reason I agree with Mr. So, it's very historical, okay? And I just want to make a few historical points here so we can all look at it and dissect it. The Unity Party did not win election in Liberia. In fact, let me just digress a little bit. I would not want to speak about how Totman, all the guys in the power. At least for Tobo, he ascended, seated his president or President Totman when he passed. He completed Totman's term and he got his own term. Whether they went for election, he won election. I don't know about that story. I don't want to go there. But we saw election from the Dole era. I mean, when I say we, I'm speaking of myself. I started witnessing democratic election in Liberia from the Dole era. The first election in 1985, if I'm not mistaken. It was very tense. It was a very strong competition, and the election commission came out that Dole won. Fine. Now, the second time I witnessed elections again was when Taylor came to town from the bush after he agreed to put down arms and come to become a political party. He transformed the National Patriotic Front of Liberia into the National Patriotic Party. And he came and won the vote overwhelmingly amongst maybe 17 to 18 different parties. But I don't want to give Taylor too much credit, given the fact that a lot of Liberians were under duress, a lot of Liberians were traumatized, a lot of Liberians, just believe that with all the propaganda Taylor propagated, he would have been the best person to repair the place, to fix the things he damaged. So I don't want to give too much credit that he won an election, free of everything. Okay. Now, fast forward, the Unity Party or Elite Justice Party did not win elections by just going to election as a single party. I know you know the story. You've been the political limelight. You've been with Liberty Party from the onset. You've been following all those things. Liberty Party had to merge. Well, I think Unity Party had to merge with at least 2 or 3 other parties, including the Liberal Action Party and other parties, to be able to get the vote that Ellen got the first time when she won. Okay, now we saw CDC, CDC was birthed, and it came to become prominent as one of the, technically the biggest opposition party in Liberia. CDC was not able to win any election in Liberia with all the popularity, all the numbers CDC had. CDC could not even cross more than 39% of the vote in all the elections that she participated in. Until she decided to merge with other political parties before she won the election just recently, less than 2 years ago. So I agree with Mr. So, that the guys who quote unquote consider themselves opposition cannot merge. They don't win. They don't go anywhere. They're not going to win anything. They're not going to win anything. Because if we look at it from a statistical point, you will find out that CDC was very grassrooted. CDC had big population all around the country, but CDC was not even able to, like I said, was not able to get 40% of the vote in the past 2 elections, previous 2 elections, before they just won, because they had to merge with other political parties, I think 2 or 3 other political parties, including the NPP. So if I call them the ANC, the LP or LP or ALP or whatever they call themselves, do not understand that they have to merge to bring their numbers together and win. They're not winning anything.
So, Mr. Yara, give me the way forward then. How do you see this thing ending? What would be the best?
Yeah, first of all, I'm interested to see Liberia, remains under the canopy of democratic processes, where we have multi-party system. I like that. Irrespective of my support for the party that I would choose, but I like to see that competition. I like to see how the people of Liberia, the less than 5 million people, can exercise their franchise of choosing who they think befits leading them. So I like to see that. Okay. Now, if you ask me way forward, then I have to be one of the strategists for either side, either the ruling party, the ruling coalition, or the opposition. But let me speak from the middle, okay? If any party wants to win election in Liberia, whether it be a CDC or whoever, you need to merge and bring it and shrink the political corridor, shrink the political dimension. You need to shrink it. That's 21, 22, 23 parties go to election. You will not win election. I follow the elections, like I said, from the UPD all the way up to now. We got less than 3 million people taking part in the elections. The only election, when you go back to the records, less than 3 million people out of our almost 5 million population. So a lot of people are interested in voting. A lot of people are interested in registering to take part in voting. So the little number you get, if you're going to split that number among the some more parties, it's going to be difficult. So we need to reduce the political party on the playing field in as much as everybody has the right to the proliferation of new political parties. But we need to understand that our people have to, come together and then be able to support, 1 or 2 groups, or maybe 3. At least 2, 3 political parties in the country will be better. Now, I'm not saying this in the sense to say it's wrong for people to go around some political parties. It's constitutional. So the way forward, like I said, I'm going to speak from the middle. It's just a caveat that will complete advice to anybody. If you want to win political leadership in Liberia, especially the presidency, you need to merge with other groups. You can't be hanging single with your legs, 5,000, 7,000 voters, right? You're not going to win anything. So I see other people, kind of running around that they get this number, they get this, because when you divide the voting class into categories, you put the intellectual class aside, you put the grassroots aside, you look at the youth, because the youth population takes the biggest chunk of the vote in the country. People between 30 to 18 years, are many in voting as compared to people above that age range. So you need to be able to lure these people into your corner. And how will you do that? You need to merge with other people, other parties. So the way forward, I'm not going to single out anybody here, but if you think you want to win elections to take leadership, like you want to follow the example of CDC, you need to merge because CDC herself, CDC in the sense to say the Congress for Democratic Change was not able to, and wouldn't have won election if she had not merged with other political parties. So the other people who want other parties as opposition, like Mr. Sowell said, they need to merge and keep themselves merged and keep themselves together and forget about all the bickering to be able to vote and put their numbers together to win. That's the way forward, Mr. Toll.
Thank you, Mr. Yara. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. But let me ask you one last question before you go, and that is, I'm trying to do some sort of a show here where I'm going to have two people a week to have a discussion about the issues affecting our people back home, and then at the end to find a way forward. Do you have names among your colleagues or people that you know perhaps that you might want them to participate, or you want to be part of that process yourself?
I'm always available, and I like to be part. But to give you names, I think we can do that behind the scenes because obviously before you show people names, the kind of situation you want to talk to them, and also you want to kind of what they're you about. I can speak for myself. Yes, I mean once they contact me in advance and I'm able to schedule place my schedule towards that. Yes, I will always like to participate in this thing. The situation in our country is everybody concerned, whether we are in or out. I just saw these guys running around with a proposal or proposition from the parliament talking about what a natural born Liberian, natural life in another country can do and cannot do. You know, I felt very, 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 disappointed. I felt sick into the, I felt sick in the stomach when I read what exactly they're proposing. And what I deduce from that is just that, look, Liberians, especially those who representing us in both houses, are very small-minded people. And when I mean small-minded, I don't mean to say in a very condescending way. It's just that they're not thinking out of the box. They're not thinking about the next future. They're just looking at their own, their own, I would say their advancement. And that's wrong. When you are a leader, you need to be a visionary. You need to not.
So instead of using the word small-minded, will you not agree that perhaps to say narrow-minded?
That's the same thing. Narrow, small is the same. I
agree, but I'm saying, knowing who you are and your ability to actually do these things, will you not agree to use the word narrow instead of
No. Small-minded is the right word in this case. And like I said, I send a copy out that I don't need to be condescending. I'm not condescending here because for somebody being small-minded, first of all, it's not an insult. It's just a characteristic, a category that you put somebody in. And they're not thinking outside the box. They're not thinking for the far. They're not for the far future. And the point I was trying to make is that when you are a leader, when you are selected by people or elected by people, or when you propagate that you are a leader and people give you the chance to lead, you don't. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You don't have to always think about yourself in the equation because they already give you leadership. They are already giving you the mantle to lead. So you keep yourself in the equation and think about the next generation. And I will give you an example of a few leaders. They are not.
Make it brief within the last 5, 6 seconds.
They may not be saints. They may not be saints, but at least they did remarkable things in their various constituents. In their various countries that today, generation 5, almost 6-7 generations after them, benefiting from. Number one, look at Felix Ofoe-Boigny of the Ivory Coast, now called La Côte d'Ivoire. Felix Ofoe-Boigny, with every negative thing people will say about him or have on him, or maybe evidence that he did some wrong things. But the good that he did for that country was, surpasses or have surpassed the bad things he did. The men were taking far, in the future. Look at the men built the country. So the Ivory Coast is a hub in Africa. Then we'll go to a country like Burkina Faso, not blessed comparable, when Sankara took over. Thomas Sankara, a young man. The country was bad. The country was completely, inflation was high. The country was poor. Let me just put it that way. They were running to Cote d'Ivoire, all of the running countries, to eat, just to find food to eat. But he brought a radical change in the sense of, in a positive way. So leaders have to think you don't just worry about yourself. What am I going to eat today? What kind of clothes I'm going to wear? What kind of car I'm going to drive? You're already the leader already. That's the highest.
Okay.
That's the echelon of anything that you can get to. You put me the leader, the president of the country, you're not going anywhere again. Right. So leaders have to think far, for the future But you got our country.
Thank you.
You got our country. When talking about putting go on here, most smoking cigar, no role in the country. So to say that no role for them since for how many years now?
Right.
But when you learn Arrow today, you can leave from Abidjan to Kilo Play to Labrador just in less than what? Less than 12 hours.
Right. Okay, Mr.
So
Yala.
that's what I want to say. But thank you for your time. Let's have this discussion again. Like I said, I'm always open. Once you're ready, we can come on to talk. But thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Mr. Alex Yala. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. We've been at this thing now for quite a while. I think we better go ahead and call it quit for this evening. Hopefully, Mr. So, I can't even sit. Jesus. Go for folks. This thing, that's smart, you. You can't be just, it's not smart. But anyway, I want to thank all of you again for tuning into LeBron Public Radio for this wonderful, wonderful conversation. And basically, folks, what we try to do here is to have a platform, intellectual platform, where we will come out and have some discussion about what is happening in our own country. Idea expressed here, most of them are not that of the LPR branch, of course. And these are individual ideas, but however, they are very important. They are very important to the process that we're trying to establish here. And that is for our brothers and sisters to have the voice, to be able to express themselves effectively. And what is happening, you don't have to agree with them. What we ask is that we be respectful to each of the people that participate in the conversation. I'm not asking you to accept their view, but allow them to convince you, to see if it's possible to convince you. You can only do that with listening and being respectful. Again, this is Samson told LeBron Public. I want to thank all of you again this evening. Please stay safe. Stay safe. Tomorrow, Mr. So will be here, and he will give you some more in-depth politics of Liberia. Folks, there are very interesting things that are happening in Liberia. Once again, before I take leave of you, I just want to say this, wrap this up. Basically, I have asked Mr. Costa to please see reason to see if this thing can be now discussed at a higher level by Liberians. The legal minds of Liberia will be involved in taking this thing to the next level, and thereby taking it out of the realm of Dr. Weah and Costa. This is not two friends having argument anymore. This is way bigger than that, and we should make it as such, because we are all depending on the freedom that we all enjoy here in this great United States, and it's the same freedom that we're hoping that everybody in Liberia will enjoy as well. You can't just come out if you don't like somebody saying something, therefore that person should need to be quiet. Those are laws that can be seen in one way. You can't bring those kind of law, not even in total. Only one way can do those kind of thing. So let me leave you now and say thank you very much, folks. All what I will try to do here tonight is not to support or against individual, but of course I don't agree with the idea of having a radio station closed. That I will continue to express that. And we also want to say that the political party themselves that are involved, they need, and my suggestion is for them to come together. If they don't start the process now, Dr. Weah will be serving you, you'll be serving us again for the next 12 years, man. And then I will say congratulations in advance. But please, whenever you win the next election, try and change the situation a little bit better than what it is now. Okay, folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you and say good night to you all. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because you see me in Papa. Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because I will on
borusu kuona verio anga nembe duro tape makuria kwa ya saba onana aya ma lokolo mwane sikolo mwa yepoza ne gripu ya moreu lokolo tolie borusu ku suku ogere yo omo ya lokolo kete swelo ndi doro Karema TV, enana, monyo kapora kanama. Iye karema TV, enana, sono sere kanama. Pale kekiri kuna, inana, pale mwaki kanama. Baye jibo basogo, zakati ko pale monyo basogo. Basogo, zakati ko pare monyo basogo.